Dun, 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 dun. Release the Snyder Cut. Okay, yeah. This is going to be a quick video about the release of Snyder Cut, some of the news I've been hearing, and also what I'm hearing from a lot of people, and catching up on some of the news. I said it before and I say it again. If you're gonna watch this video, I'm not gonna make a lot of videos about the Snyder Cut. I'm only gonna give my personal opinion of a lot of the grander news that's going on. I'm getting a lot of feedback on some of my Snyder Cut videos, and I appreciate the positive, the positive feedback, and I also appreciate the negative feedback. I've had a couple that say, "Hey, I've did a great level of videos, great informative positions, and being fair." And I have a couple that are saying like I'm behind and a few other things. I'm gonna get to one of the negative ones I'm hearing is that I'm behind on the news and that the cut is already done. The VFX have already said it's completed and it's ready, and we're just waiting for a Blu-ray release. Now, this is by one of the people, one of the hopefully a subscriber, but um, but I'm gonna say it like this. Okay, that's fine. The VFX is completed, but that doesn't mean anything. That truly doesn't mean anything. What it truly means is that they now have pieces. They have more pieces to the pie. Okay, we still don't have the score, but we're hearing that Junkie XL completed a score, but we're not 100% confirmed on that. That's not 100% confirmation. That's not really big news in all of the media right now when it comes to the Snyder Cut. I'm only getting a couple from a couple of sources. I mean, I'm hearing from a couple of people. So that doesn't mean that Junkie did a complete score for the movie. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, until I hear from multiple sources, and especially the multiple sources about the VFX. The VFX, I would say they've probably been working on it. Snyder's probably been working on it, or his production team's probably been working on it. But again, that doesn't mean anything. In all honesty, it just means that they're now getting closer and closer to fixing the pie. So all we need is a score, and we need a lot of the ADRs completed, and we need a lot of the other stuff that should have been a lot of stuff that should be fixed in the middle of the reshoots. So I'm not knocking on this. I'm not saying that we're not gonna get it. We are gonna get it. We're gonna get it if as long as we keep being patient and we keep being informing the people out there. Sorry, I'm informing the people out there that there is a cut out there, and keep fighting the good fight because I know Ben Affleck has moved on. He really at this point in his life right now he doesn't care. Henry Cavill is concentrating on his own personal career. Gal Gadot, she's working on the movie. Jason Momoa is in it to win it. He's gonna fight really hard for this cut. But again, he's not gonna sacrifice his career for a movie. And I don't think that Zach would ever want that for any of these actors and actresses. He would want them to fight the good fight, but at some point you have to let it go. And you know that Ray Fisher's gonna fight for it, and Ezra Miller's gonna fight for it. So we have a lot of them that are gonna fight really hard for it, but they also got to protect their careers. They got to make sure that they have the working order, not to screw around with the studio, to screw around with WB, and also not to screw around with AT&T because AT&T had bought WB. I'm sorry, they did. So AT&T is the bigger boss, and if AT&T feels that these actors and actresses are gonna mess with their bottom line, they'll slowly push them out. And you can say you can piss and moan and whine and complain all you want. You can stomp your feet, but if if Jason Momoa is going to make that big of a wave, and yes, he is their $1 billion movie right now, their first $1 billion movie, but that doesn't mean that they're going to sign. They can go ahead and give him his Aquaman movies, but that doesn't mean that AT&T and WB and Warner Media are going to help him with any other projects. So he's playing that line, but he's also he they know that they got to work with him. They got to work with him, and he's not out there protesting or anything like that, like most of these other boycotters. He's just out there saying, "Hey, the cut is out there. I'm gonna fight the good fight. We do deserve to see it. It's a great cut. It's sick. It's badass." He's saying all these adjectives that makes us get hyped for this movie and hyped for this cut. So he's not fighting against WB. He's not fighting against Warner Media. He's just informing the people out there that, hey, fight the good fight and keep fighting that fight. And I think that a lot of us should do that, but be civil. That's the whole point of my podcast. That's the whole point of my videos. Let's be civil about it. I mean, because that's the only way you're going to get the message out. And WB and Warner Media are not going to give to temperamental fans. Why would they want to give to temperamental fans? They want to give it to fans that are going to appreciate the work. They're going to want to give it to fans that are trying to inform the people out there without bad mouthing the rest of the things that they're trying to do. Now, Joker is a huge success. We got to see about Wonder Woman 84. I have huge hopes that Patty Jenkins can give us a great Wonder Woman movie. I just don't want them to rehash 1970s characters in modern day takes. Now, 84 Wonder Woman 84 could be very fun. It could be an exciting movie, and it could have a deep level of impact into our culture and also in the fact of what Wonder Woman represents. Now, a lot of people are talking about that they're going to rewrite what she said in Batman v Superman. Not really, because she said that she walked away from humanity. She didn't want to be a hero after 100 years. Now, we don't know anything. This whole thing could be all in her head for all we know. We don't know anything about the storyline. They can say, "Oh, you're talking out of your A. You can talk out of your butt." Okay, but have you seen the movie? No. Then what do you know? So that's the only thing I'm saying is we don't know the movie. This could all be in her head. They could still keep it intact to what Zack Snyder was saying, but also what Zack Snyder was writing in BVS was he was writing that Wonder Woman was not being the grand hero to save the world like she wanted to be. And I think that that's what he was trying to get the message out to be. He didn't want it to say that she just walked away and didn't want to be a hero. No, I think that he was saying is that she kept herself into the shadows. She didn't want to be this grand hero and try to save the world. She wanted humanity to evolve the way that they're supposed to be. There's good and there's evil in men and women and all humanity. But she didn't want to be a part of it because of the events that happened in Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman 84 is going to be the complete understanding of how they're going to do the rest of the rest of the DCEU. In my honest opinion, Matt Reeves' Batman should not be a part of this. It should be its own separate entity. They need to rebuild. They need to rebuild with a brand new Batman, with a brand new cast, and get that movie out. That's how I feel. Henry Cavill should get Man of Steel too. But the thing is, I have a feeling, and my deepest feeling is, we have to see how Wonder Woman 84 is. Birds of Prey is not part of the DCEU. That's its own separate entity. That movie's going to make money regardless. It has Margot Robbie in it. She's playing as Harley Quinn. You have Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. You have Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya. You have Elizabeth Weinstead as Mary Elizabeth Weinstead as the Huntress, which is a weird casting. I will always say it. You have Smollett Bell as the Black Canary, which is weird, and you have Brasco playing as Cassandra Cain, which looks very off because the character is supposed to be Chinese, not Filipino. Which okay, but again, it's one of those things of okay, I'll accept it, but just give me a good story. Just give me a really good story, and that's all I want. Give me a really good story, make it fun, make it exciting. If it's a rated R, give me the action, give me the women, give me the freaking sexuality, give me everything you're supposed to give in this movie, but give me the kick-ass action. That's all I care about. Batman, give me a strong-rooted Batman. A lot of the news I'm hearing is it's going to be very, very weird with this Batman. But again, I'll leave that for another video. This is about the Snyder Cut, and I think that Zack himself would agree with me on the fact that just keep fighting the good fight. Don't hold back, but also be temperamental. Not temperamental. Be civil to WB. Be civil to the rest of the people part of the movement, and also just keep educating them that there is a cut. He does have a cut. 99% of it has been filmed. He just has to do the ADR. He has to do the VFX. He has to do the CGI. He has to do the score. Those are the things that makes this movie a movie. And just because they got the VFX done does not mean they have a score immediately ready to be put into place. That we don't know that 100%. You guys can say, oh, a lot of people down below can say, yes, it is done. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, where's the proof? Did Dateline say anything about it? Has Hollywood Reporter say anything about it? Has Variety say anything about it? No, they're not. And they're not going to until it's 100% confirmed. So I personally rather it come from bigger named in movies than pop culture websites that are just trying to perpetuate more stuff that's going on, or some of the quote unquote rumor mill things. But the VFX was told by four different websites out there. So I'm gonna go off of that. So we it has been reported that the VFX is done and they're gonna try to get this into the movie. So I think we're just getting bits and bits and pieces, and I think that hopefully that a lot of us are going to be a lot more relaxed and just keep doing what we're doing. Just when it comes down to it, just keep going to these movies. Keep going to the movies. Joker was a huge success. Make if the unless Birds of Prey is utter crap, support the movie, but also keep saying we're gonna go watch the movie, but give us that Snyder cut. Keep giving us that Snyder cut, and keep doing the emails, keep doing the letters, keep bringing out the memes, keep doing everything you possibly can to show that we're not going away. This cut is going to be released and we want it to be released. Own up to your mistakes. And once this cut's released, we will be more than happy to move forward with the rest of with some of with any ideas you guys are going to want. But give this director his just desserts. And by protecting your directors, you're going to get more directors that want to come over and give us great levels of storyline. You already have Martin Scorsese stating that he couldn't do Joker. He wanted to direct Joker. He wanted to do it, but he could not crack that superhero code that would give a in the way that he wants to do it. And that's perfectly fine. And that's how you know that he wants to do this. Heck, my question is, where's that Steven Spielberg Black Hawks movie at? Where is it? Where's the Plastic Man movie at? Where's these announced movies? And I think that they did that just to get people talking about something else, but they're all talking about the Snyder cut. So like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. This will be one of my release the Snyder Cut videos I will have for a good long time. I'm gonna wait until I hear a lot more information, and I will do another video giving you guys an update, my personal understanding and my personal opinions about this cut and how I believe that we are gonna get it. I would say within the next few years, because they need to start making money and they gotta rehash everything and show that they can do a cinematic universe, but they also got to make sure that they can get down the one thing that Marvel cannot. And if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. But Marvel has made their movies all the same, and DC cannot do that. We did it before with Justice League, and it flunked. It failed. It got panned. So they need to find that niche of how to do storylines and still get the message across that we're trying to do this cinematic universe. So one of my biggest things, I cannot wait for the Andy Muschicelli Flash. I want to see it. I want this to be one of the best DC movies out there. I want this movie to make over $1 billion, blow Aquaman out the water, blow Wonder Woman out the water, because this director did a phenomenal job with it. I loved it. I will say this until I'm old and gray. Andy Muschicelli's It is my favorite Stephen King movie they've ever done. And if he could do Christine after this man will go down as one of my favorite directors. He will be my top 5 favorite directors, because this man knows how to do a lot, and he can do almost any level of horror, and he could do a lot of good action. He can get the emotional tie strings, and if this director can move over and do wartime or science fiction or fantasy, I think that he has that level of imagination and he has that level of story and creativity that will make DC and even WB a ton of money. The only thing is, he should try to keep. We got to see how he does the Flash, and that's gonna be our baseline. The Flash and It are our baseline of movies for him, and I hope that they do a really good job. So thank you for listening. You guys have a great night. Bye bye.